Michael Brown's death rattled me violently in the same way that it rattled everyone else that had awoken in America in August of 2014.
When I say black, you say power, black, power, black, power, when I say black.
To see the image of that 18-year-old's body in the street for 4 hours, it reminded me of slavery, segregation, and Nina Simone's Strange Fruit hanging from the poplar trees. Ferguson, October in 2014 was the first time I traveled to a place that was so hot with grief over a black boy in the hood. How often does America do that? As my friends and I from Ohio marched through the streets of St. Louis and Ferguson, I suddenly couldn't remember all of the things that black adults had told me my entire life, not to trigger anyone with my presence. Instead, I was in the middle of what could continue to be an explosion like nothing any of us had ever seen before, and I was terrified. 3 years later, revisiting where Black Lives Matter started, trying to make sense of what looks like madness from the outside, and I still have the same questions in my mind. Where do we go from here? What else could they possibly do to us?
The horse looked pretty in white, and I hope it's not fatigued right now, because I think holy shit, look. So we were heading to Busch Stadium because we thought that the protesters were there, but it looks like there's a shit ton of police walking on the sidewalk across the street, probably to block off the protesters, who I think are moving this way. So we should maybe try to get another block up and then cross over if possible.
I ask that next time we got something going on, because this ain't stopping for a long time, that you invite your friends, you tell them about what you witnessed here tonight, and the kind of force that was about to be used on us for being out here peacefully in the streets. I love you, and let's hold this space for a little while longer. So white silence is violence! White silence is violence! White silence is violence! White silence is violence! White silence is violence!
Our white allies wanted something that they could do to show how much they really stand for Black lives. Made this platform for them to go ahead and do it, and it turned out absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
So we showed up because we wanted to come and show our support for them getting out doing it. Because the thing is, people don't really understand how much we're risking our lives, and that thing is real.
And so to kind of speak to that, I'm from Cleveland, and that was where Tamir Rice was shot and killed.
Right.
And I think for me, as someone who grew up there, a difficult thing was to kind of see the struggle for like white people to show up. So how do you think this kind of explosion of like activity in the streets differs from 3 years ago?
Actually, 3 years ago, we had a great mix. It was very diverse. This time, it helped to mobilize some people who were still asleep. And so those numbers just grew. And so we have a lot more white allies now. Because we had some that just didn't want to come out, they wanted to do it in other ways. But now they're like, I'm in the street. So especially once this happened the other day, once that verdict hit. Yeah.
You got to switch on this side. This is my good side. This is my good side right here.
I think kind of what you're saying makes me think about is that if the community trusted the police, that would also mean that the police would have to like respect and come into the community in a way that's like conscious and not like brutalize black people. So do you think St. Louis has a problem with like corruption in the police or police targeting black folks more than they do white folks or folks in like richer neighborhoods?
Well, I don't think so, because this stuff only happened like only a certain amount of years. It don't happen like every month to where we always come out here and protest. It only happened like a certain years. Like Mike Brown, that happened way back. And now it's another one with a white person killing another black guy. So I guess it's not nothing like that. We believe in the police officers. We believe that they protect us and they come out for us. But I just think that the white police officers that do be doing what they're doing, they need to be locked up.
Yeah.
I feel like the movement is crucial for as many allies as possible. And as a white man, and from growing up where I did in St. Louis in the white suburbs of West County, there's blood on my hands. So the least I can do is march in the street and start talking to other white people and be there in numbers and support and solidarity. St. Louis is a shining example of a list of problems of what we have in America as far as racial and economic disparities. That leads to crime, that leads to poverty, that leads to homelessness, unemployment, et cetera, and police violence against those communities is the ugliest result of that.
Because you think about, like, who do they target?
Exactly.
Why do they target those bodies?
Exactly.
And what does that say about the country as a whole?
So I think we're doing it right, and I just hope it continues. And
Well, thank you for talking to us.
yeah, thank you, friends. Yeah, good to meet you.
And what was your name again?
Jack.
Jack. Okay. Trendy nigga rolling up to the protest because I'm trendy and I'm a baller. Oh my God, like, I feel emotionally exhausted. Don't you? Oh God. So I think we're heading back to the car. I'm a little bit tired, but I think this was kind of a good experience to jump into because I think we got some interesting perspectives. I thought the 18-year-old boy that we talked to, I just think it's interesting that his perspective was that some cops are here to help us, which I think is something that Black Lives Matter is trying to sort of dismantle or sort of stretch people's minds about. And I enjoyed talking to the first woman just because I think she said that she's lived in St. Louis for her entire life, and she's involved with a lot of, like, the main organizers here. So hopefully we got some good contacts, but I want to see what our friends are doing tonight because I kind of want to see the nightlife a little bit. Ooh.